All right, guys. Hey, can everybody hear me now? Music's out. We're ready to rock and roll. Okay, awesome. Let me get the video on. I can't see you guys, I guess. Let you guys see me. What's going on, everybody? I'm excited about this team call tonight. We have some special guests. I'll let you guys know on the team page that we'll be having some guest speakers on our call today. Some business owners. I'm going to let them do most of the talking, but I want to give them a brief introduction here after I go over just a couple announcements, a couple of things I want you guys to know about. I want you guys to remember that Lindsay, Mattway, and I will be at the top 10 trip in Italy, leaving a week from today. So we won't be around, starting next Thursday until the end of the month. So no need to send me text messages. If you have questions, always know that you can go to www.coachfaq.com. Every time I get asked a question, I don't know, that's where I go look for the answer. What that is for new coaches is it's a site where every time a coach asks a question and they resolve it, it's stored in an FAQ section so that everybody can access it. So you can search it there. You can also use our team pages. We have our the two team pages, the Team Dynasty page and my personally sponsored coach page. You can ask there. There's a lot of knowledgeable coaches in there that are willing to help you guys because we're a family. We all want you guys to succeed. So I want you guys to know that that's there for you guys while we are gone. And yes, we got this call recording. The other thing I want to touch on real quick is there's a couple challenge pack sales going on so that you don't forget through the month of July. We got 21-day fix. We got the PIO and the refresh, the 3-day refresh challenge packs all on sale to help you during the team cup. So take advantage of those. They're great deals. So one thing I always, those are all at the 140 pack. So when a coach is signing up, I always go over just real brief with them. Hey, the coach signed up fees $40. Your Shakeology, the discount is about $98, which comes to about $138. I just want you to know you might as well just get at least the PIO or the 21-day fix challenge pack because it's at $140. It's like $2 more. So that's the way I approach it when somebody's ready to sign up as a coach, even if they already have P90X they're going through or Insanity or some other workout. I also do that when somebody is interested in using getting on Shakeology for the first time. Maybe they're using Insanity they got from a friend or somewhere, who knows where, right? And they're ready to try Shakeology finally. I always mention challenge packs in that same way on how it's like $12 more just to get a challenge pack, so you might as well do that. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. That's still going on right now. We want to challenge you guys to finish the month strong. We told you guys we are going to be a top 10 coach team this year. Again, I did hit it, Carolina. Thank you. We are going to be top 10 this year again because of you guys. So I want you guys to know that it's because of what you guys are doing, okay? I'm proud of you guys. So keep pushing hard. Keep challenging yourselves because that's where your business is going to grow, and our team as a whole will be a top team again. So I'm proud of you guys. I want you guys to know that your efforts, every single one of you guys, that all counts towards helping us be in the top like we were last year. So you guys are where it's at. So thank you guys for that. Also, a couple other things I want you guys to make sure that you have events on your mind. You guys are on the team call, so fist bump to that. You're here learning. It's not just what we're going to learn. We're going to learn some awesome things today from Greg and Mark, but there's power. If you listen to audios on YouTube by like Jim Rohn and these great people, they talk about the power of mastermind groups, of when people get together. There's the powers of the universe come together, and your minds open up to ideas and new things when we all get together and work together and bring all these positive minds together. Great things happen in your individual life. So it's great to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. Another thing I want you guys to know is prepare yourself now and commit now to go to Super Saturday in September. You'll be able to find that in your Coach Online office under events. Also, if you're not registered yet, or on the wait list, for Coach Summit, go to www.coachsummit.com and get on the wait list. I have a personal goal of 3,000 coaches at Coach Summit, and we will achieve that because we are awesome, right? So get on the wait list. Don't worry too much about all the details about hotels and the wait list situation. Just know that Beachbody will work things out and everybody will go. So get on the list now. Commit now, because when you commit now, I know Greg and Mark are going to talk a little bit about this type of thing, but when you commit now, you're going in. You're going all in. If you are not committing, you're not truly committed to this business and to growing it. And you guys are on this call, So I know you guys are committed to this. So get on the wait list for Summit. Also, I know last year for our Success Club trip, we had coaches join mid-year. I had, for example, Alethea Cox, one of my diamond coaches, signed up in September, got on the wait list for the Success Club cruise, and earned her cruise for 2 from September to December. So just because it's July, it's not too late to get on that wait list and earn Success Club points and get on the trip to Cancun with us, because I want you guys there with us. Some of my biggest moments in my business where I had breakthroughs and dream bigger and believe that I could do this was actually my first Success Club trip to Atlantis. Amy Silverman and I are in the top 10 this last year. Her and I met in a limo as brand new coaches on that trip, as 8-month-old coaches. We had that connection, and we built that connection from there as sort of kind of accountability in a way. I also met top coach of 2010, Josh Spencer, at Atlantis outside of the restrooms. We talked for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that was where I took my belief from being like, I love being a Beachbody coach and hitting Success Club, I'm having fun, to going, whoa, I could be a top 10 or a top coach just like him, just after an hour and a half conversation with him at that event. So events are powerful. You want to get to events. I'll tell you guys right now, Greg and Mark, or fairly brand new coaches that are going to be talking to you, they're on this call and speaking and increasing their leadership by having the opportunity to speak on this call to you guys, because they were at Summit and we met during checkout when we were checking out of the hotel on the last day. So that's the power of events, guys. I want you guys to commit now to register for the wait list for that Success Club trip, to get on the wait list for the Summit. And that means when you do that, you're fully invested in this and you're going to give more to it. So enough of that. We're going to get going on now to Greg and Mark. Greg is he's a 1-star diamond, 2-star qualifying diamond coach. He's been in the business for 4 months. 4 months. 1-star diamond, 2-star qualifying, and in the business for 4 months. I want you guys to know I went 1-star diamond in 13 months. So he's doing something absolutely incredible right now. His brother Greg is on the call with us as well, or Mark, and he went diamond. Get this, guys. Mark went diamond, and they're both going to share about 20, 25 minutes with us. Mark went diamond in 2.5 weeks. Let me hear what? Listen, how awesome would it be to have a coach, whether it's you or one of your coaches, go diamond in 2.5 weeks, 6 weeks. You know, they're going to talk to us about their mentality coming into this and how they are doing this. And I don't want to waste your time. You guys hear from me all the time, so I'm going to pass the time first over to Greg, and he's going to share some amazing things with you guys today. Greg, take it away, man.
Hello, everyone. Before I start, I got to give a shout out. I got to give a shout out to Rebecca Anderson from Alabama. It's our first team call. Rebecca, I'll show you some love. Victor Torres, I saw this guy, Victor Torres from Miami Beach. And Jennifer, you just became an Emerald coach. Congratulations to you as well. So I'm not going to go through any more of that. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am a physical therapist. And I basically became a Beachbody coach, as Scotty said, about 4 months ago. I strictly just wanted to do the 21-day fix program. I had no interest in coaching, but one thing led to another. After I did the 21-day fix program, I got really excited just because I saw the results that I had, and I already have a business entrepreneurial side of me. So then things kind of took off from there. So anyways, what I want to do is I just want to tell you guys that, look, if you're on this call, let me tell you, you are in the right business, and you should be in a business for yourself, because a job just creates wages for you to live. And this is really important for you guys to understand, because, I work with a lot of people. I work with a lot of patients. I deal with a lot of physicians. And it's so funny. Just the other day, I was at Starbucks meeting with a former patient of mine that's a dentist. And he is in a network marketing company as well. And he was there with another guy. And he basically is in another network marketing company as well. And he's a veterinarian. And here it is that these guys make huge wages with the companies that they're with. But the reality is that no matter how high you make in wages, whether you work at McDonald's or you work as a doctor, you have a cap. There's a ceiling for everyone that works with wages. But when you are running a business, you have the ability to create wealth so that you can create a fortune. And I think that's important. Not necessarily that you have to be completely centered around money, but that you have options, that you can help people. You can help your family. You can help your friends. And you can do whatever it is that you want to do. So I think that's really important. The pros of owning your own business is that you can call the shots. You dictate your earning potential. If I want to focus on my family, I have 4 kids. If I want to focus that I want to spend more time with my family, I can make that my focus. If I want to focus that, hey, you know what? I want to get this. I want to pay off my house. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go on an awesome vacation. I can do that as well. And that's just one of the cool things about having your own business. And for me, the big thing about having your own business is that you can create your own culture. I mean, just off of being on this call for the last 10 minutes and just seeing everybody comment and chat, you can already see that you have a pretty cool culture within your team. And that's one of the cool things. When you have your own business, it's your thing to create. You know, I've been a therapist for 14 years, and the first 5 years I worked for companies before I opened up my own practice. And I didn't like the culture of some of the places that I was at. I didn't like that if people couldn't afford therapy, that we had no other options for them. I just knew that. I said to myself, one day, if I ever open up my own place, I want to be able to help people that don't have it, that I can help them and still provide a service to them. So that's just some of the cool things about having a business. But there are cons as well. And some of the cons is that there's inherent risk, right? You take on more responsibility. If it's your baby, you take on the responsibility of it. And, you know, there's no 9-to-5 schedule. As you can see, we're on a team call here in Tampa. It's 9 o'clock. I guess for some of you in the mountain time, it's 7. But, I mean, you know, business is not a punching in, punching out type of thing. So, you know, there's also a high chance of losing some type of investment in whatever it is that you put into your business. So quickly, I just want to explain to you guys, I come at this as a Beachbody coach from a different angle. I have a business. I have a business right now. I have a business that is doing well. And I want to talk to you guys about my current business versus now I have a new business in Beachbody. So I just want to kind of do a little comparison and contrast. And I've owned my renewal rehab company for 9 years. I'm 36 years old. I owned renewal rehab at the age of 27. But in order for me to become an owner of this clinic, I basically had to take out a loan. I did not have money, but what I did have is I had a house. I got a loan on my house, and I took out close to $100,000 to start renewal rehab. And I got to tell you guys, before starting renewal rehab, I worked for other places, and I thought that it was going to be a cakewalk. I thought business was going to be easy. I thought I had doctors that were going to send me patients, and that I was working with a few professional athletes, and that it was all just going to happen. And it did not happen like that. It took a massive stress on my family, on myself. It really hurt me health-wise. And honestly, it was either I succeeded or my family went homeless. At that time, I had my wife, I had my 3-year-old daughter, and we just had our first son. And I just didn't have a choice. But luckily, I survived it, and my company is now started at 2 employees, and now it's at 16 employees. I want to tell you that the working expenses at my company is $70,000 a month. If I don't bring in $70,000 a month, we don't break even. And the reality is that we are in an insurance-driven industry, so revenue is unstable, you know, with different things, whether it's Obamacare or it is any other insurance, Medicare or this or that. At any point tomorrow, I could go to my office and I can get a letter, and I can open up that letter and it says, okay, we're paying you $50 for patients right now. We're going to start paying you $30. And there's nothing I can do about it. So even though it is a good business, it's a volatile business. And I get turnover. People come, people go. They're at different phases of their life, and then they decide, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, or they move. I actually have a former employee who's now a Beachbody coach, who basically was one of my best employees I've ever had, but she had to leave because her boyfriend, now husband, got a job in South Carolina, and she moved away. So that's what comes along with owning a business. And so, I'm saying all these things, and I don't mean to make fun of my business, but because my business is doing well. I mean, it's probably one of the better run physical therapy practices in the state of Florida for private practice. So it took me about 4.5 years for me to recoup my expenses. I made a passive income profit, meaning that other employees were working for me to make me a profit. It took me 6 years of business. I probably worked somewhere between 70 to 90 hours a week for my first 4 years at my office, not all the stuff that I have to do outside of the office, but at the office. And it's doing well. The business is doing well, and I can't complain. But it can be volatile, as I said, because I rely on doctors and I have to rely on insurance reimbursement for me to get paid. And so, we get paid from Beachbody every week, right? Well, if I see somebody today, it might take 60 to 90 days, sometimes up to 180 days for me to get payment on them. And basically what I was trying to do is like, okay, I got to find a balance. I want to put some type of maybe cash wellness program in my office and also do the physical therapy just in case it all falls apart. And I've been trying to do that for 5 years and really just haven't really had a whole lot of luck with it. And the other thing about my business is that I'm only dealing with a certain group of people. Unless you're hurt, you're not coming to me. If you're hurt, you come to me. And that's the people that I'm dealing with. So here it is now. I'm now a Beachbody coach, okay? So just a quick rundown on me. I got very sick. I don't know if it was just the burnout of my business, but over the last 3 years, I've been quite ill. Almost to the point where I had to sell my 2 clinics. I've gone to numerous doctors, had a lot of terrible things happen to me, and it was very scary for my family. And so a physical therapist that I know introduced me to the 21-day fix before it even came out and told me that I can be in her test group for coaching and with her coaches. So she signed me up as a coach. I don't even know how she pulled that off, but somehow she signed me up as a coach. I didn't sell to anybody until the middle of March. I said, I have to do this. I have too much on the line, my reputation, to be able to sell something that I don't know if I fully believe in. I did the program. I lost 11 pounds my first round. I lost 12 my second round. I lost 4 my third round. But more importantly, after doing Shakeology, my health completely made a radical shift. It was absolutely amazing, the things that happened to me from a health standpoint. I feel like Greg at 27 years old again. I feel so good from being on these programs. And not only that, but the reality is that with my Beachbody business, it was a $160 investment. And the truth of the matter, it was an investment in my health. I mean, it's not like I even invested really in a business, Even if they told me you had to pay the $40, I would have paid the $40. But it was $160 in my health. So you really don't even invest anything in the business, right? My wife ended up doing the 21-day fix after I finished my second round. She's now a Beachbody coach, and she became a diamond. And it's brought my family together even closer. And now, look, I don't even know what it is at this point. Last week I checked. I have 120 Beachbody coaches under my organization. And I don't even know. Maybe it's 140. I have no idea what it is now. I have to check as soon as we finish this call. But here's the deal. I made passive income profit after 3 weeks in the business. So I did the 21-day fix. I finished it the middle of March. That day that I finished it, I reluctantly put my before and after pictures on Facebook. And within 2 or 3 days, I had 4 people sign up. So it paid for my 21-day fix. It paid for my initial investment into this company called Beachbody. So here it is now. I told you what my investment is and what I pay per month for my clinic. $70,000 per month. For Beachbody, I pay $124.95 per month between my Shakeology, my club membership, and my website. And of that $124.95, $99.60 is my Shakeology. Like, I would do that anyway. That cured me. So basically I pay, if you add all that stuff together, it's like $31 a week. It's crazy. I mean, it's a complete joke, right? 78% of my working expenses are directly benefiting my health on a monthly basis, okay? There's no insurance reimbursement. I get paid within a week. And the reality is that I don't have to do this full-time. I can do it part-time. So, you pick and choose. And there is a massive market in need of this product. Not just people that get injured. Everybody needs this. Whether you're overweight, obese, you just need a little pick-me-up with your health. You need a recovery drink. Everybody needs this, okay? So you tell me, which is the better business? Is it my traditional business that I get a lot of, fanfare from because I own 2 physical therapy practices? Or is it this network marketing business called Beachbody, this coaching network? Which one is the better one? I mean, it's obvious that Beachbody is the better business. Look at the initial investment, $100,000, $160. Weekly, monthly operating expenses, $70,000, $124.95, okay? And that brings me to this, the Beachbody curse. I really believe that the reason why most people aren't further in their coaching is because of that last slide. It's because the initial investment into Beachbody is not a lot. So there is this perceived no reward. If there's no major risk for me, there's no major reward for me. And that's not true. Look what your big coach Scotty Hobbs did. Look what Lindsay has done. Look what my head upline, Becky Brissett, has done. Look what her sister has done. Look what so many people have done in this business. But the problem is because we don't have a lot of skin in the game, it's a very easy business to not pay attention to and to quit. And I'm here to tell you, somebody that understands business, this is a gem. Please take it seriously. Even though I have a business right now that is doing well for me, okay? This here is a huge priority for me in Beachbody because I realize that I have the ability to really make things happen as long as I stay consistent, okay? So there's no consequences with Beachbody. There's huge consequences with my current business. I nearly lost my home, and I didn't talk about that too much, guys. I nearly lost my house. I had no patience. I had no business coming through the door. I was scared. I went home. I would cry at night, to my wife, like, I don't know what to do. And luckily she would, try to just lift me up. Come on, we can get this done. We can do it. We can do it. But what it did is it put me in a situation to where I had to do things that I didn't want to do. And one of the things that I don't like is I don't like rejection. I don't like rejection. I don't like people saying no to me. But because I knew that if I didn't do this, I was going to lose my home and my wife and my 2 little babies were not going to have anywhere to live, I did things that I didn't want to do. I went and I talked to doctors. And even though I got rejected over and over and over again, and I would go in my car and I would like cry, and I would then, go to the next doctor's office and I would just pray. And then I'd go into the doctor's office and the front desk person would basically shoo me away again. And I'd go back to my car, and I just did it over and over again because I knew that I couldn't go home telling my wife we don't have anywhere to live. And that is what kept me going. But with Beachbody, we don't have that. It's $40. We already bought the challenge pack anyways. There's no fire under us. And truthfully, if you want to know how I became a diamond so quick, and I got to tell you, I don't sign up anybody at my office. So it wasn't like, I became a diamond because I have all these patients. Nope. I have a partner. So I won't sign up anybody within the office. So that's not how I did it. I did it because I'm passionate about what happened with me on the 21-day fix. And because I understand business and I understand that this is a gem. It's a gem that's not just available to somebody that's a physical therapist. This is a gem that's available to anybody. And my enthusiasm, I guess, shows. And so there's nothing to lose with this business. But I think that might be some of our problems because there is nothing to lose. And I'm telling you, if you have that fire under you, and if you feel like you have everything on a line, all of you can become a diamond. Every single one of you can become a diamond within months. Really within weeks. Okay? So So I want to talk about this real quick because this is something that I learned from a guy named T. Harv Eckert. I don't know if you guys have heard of him with regards to your personal development, but this guy is pretty amazing. And he has my brother, Mark, who's going to speak in a little bit, can tell you more about him. But basically, he really is the one that taught me this principle, understanding that how money works in this world. And money, it doesn't come from the ground. It doesn't come from trees. It doesn't come from the sky. Money comes from other people. And I never even understood that why I've been successful in physical therapy is because of this. It's because if you can find a way to help other people with their problems, they will be glad to exchange their money with you. But you got to find a way to help them. And as a coach, that's where your bread and butter comes in. You have to be committed to every single client that you have or potential client that you're willing to help them. Even if initially there's no money exchange, even if they don't buy a challenge pack initially, that you are willing to help them. And if you help people, you will get an exchange eventually. It might not happen right away, but eventually you will get an exchange. And the difference in earning a living versus wealth growth is in how many people you are able to help. So you got to figure out how to leverage that. You are part of this company. What an easy way to leverage that ability, to gain the ability to have wealth. So here's the deal. Many people need your help, okay? Look at the numbers here. This is something that I pulled from the Center of Disease Control in 2013. Basically, 7 out of 10 people in our country are either overweight or obese. And I know you guys have heard some of these numbers before, but I mean, just look at the demographics. It's crazy. Look at females, look at males, look at white, black, Hispanic. It's nuts. It's sad. But these people need your help. It's not like physical therapy where unless you guys have torn your ACL or you tweaked your shoulder or you hurt your back, from doing something, you need my help. Basically, 7 out of 10 people need your help like right away. And think about it. For me, I used to be a marathoner. When I got really sick, I was not one of these 7 out of 10 people, but I was sick as can be. And I needed your help too. I wish one of you guys would have come to me and told me about Shakeology. I was desperate. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars going to doctors begging for help. Because it doesn't matter how much money I have. If you don't have health, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. So people need your help. And that's why I say Shakeology can help all clients. I can't say everybody can do Insanity. I can't say everybody can do 21-day fix. I think most people can. But everybody can do Shakeology. It can help every single person. So really, it's a simplistic, and it really is an affordable way to start a health shift. And when I really think about it, I actually started Shakeology first. My coach, my upline coach, Jeanette Maceda, started me on Shakeology first. She sent me packets in the mail. She lives in Miami. I live in Tampa. She sent me packets. And after 5 days, I said to her, hey, where's my other stuff, man? I need more of this stuff. She's like, no, you got to order it now. And I did. And that's when I ordered my 21-day fix. Everybody needs Shakeology, okay? So here's the deal. Beachbody formula is perfection, okay? I know there's a lot of other stuff out there. And to be honest, I really don't pay attention to those things. I really don't know what Advocate and what all these other companies do. All I know is this. You have nutrition, you have fitness, you have the support through you guys, and you have rewards. You got to tell all your potential clients. You could potentially get $500 because every single day Beachbody gives $500 to any of their clients that have purchased a challenge pack for their transformation. I mean, how cool is that? Like, who gets that? That's just ridiculous. And the truth of the matter is that in fitness, transformations sell. That's success through transformations. Beachbody has done all that for you. Me and you didn't have to come up with that. They came up with it, okay? So here's the deal. Just to make it even more simple, everybody's giving out their secrets for free. I have to tell you guys this. Your coach, Scotty Hobbs, for many of you, I know you're in his organization. Scotty has been such a huge resource for me. That's why I win. When I saw him at MGM, I said, man, I got to tell that guy, thank you so much for helping me. Everybody's giving out their stuff, whether it's Melly Mitros, Scotty, Lindsay. Everybody's giving out all their stuff. It's all on YouTube. Just go find it. And the truth of the matter is that you don't even need to look anymore. You all know what to do. It's the 3 vital behaviors. If you just did that every day, you'd all be successful, okay? So Beachbody, I mean, not only that all these successful coaches are giving you all their stuff for free. I mean, in physical therapy, nobody's giving their stuff for free. If I want to find out something from my competitor, I got to go to his continuing education course and spend $600. He's not giving me anything for free. In Beachbody, everybody's giving stuff for free. And if everybody's not giving stuff for free, I can tell you right now, there's enough stuff out there for free that should make you successful, okay? How about just going in back to the wake-up calls? I'm a new coach. From 2012 to today, all the wake-up calls are available on podcasts. Go back and listen to them. You'll see all of the tricks of the trade. It's all there. It's there. Beachbody has given you all the tools needed to run a well-oiled machine. I was thinking about when I started to market, and I was so scared to sell when I had renewal rehab. And I had to go onto Word and create a little document and, try to put some pictures of some little stick figure guy doing therapy and all this other stuff. And here it is now with Beachbody. They give me all the marketing material for any program that they have. It's all done. You have $1 million business just there. It's already there. Even if you're making $50 a month, you have $1 million business already waiting for you. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, and then I'm going to let my brother talk. When Mark and I were younger, okay, it's 3 of us. We have a younger brother as well. So Mark's my older brother. When Mark and I were younger, we used to go to this place called Grand Prix. Grand Prix Racerama was this place in Fort Lauderdale. Whenever we didn't have much, but whenever we could muster up some money from washing cars and mowing lawns in a neighborhood, say we get $20, we'd have her head over to Grand Prix, okay? And at Grand Prix, you race go-karts, okay? So I remember going with Mark. Mark and I were talking about this a little bit because 2 weeks ago he was in Tampa. And we're just reminiscing on old times and all that other stuff. But we used to go to Grand Prix, right? And we would look, while we're in the line to get our tickets for the go-kart, we would look and we would see like a green go-kart and a blue go-kart and a red go-kart. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to get the blue one. And Mark would be like, oh, I'm going to get the red one. That's faster, right? And the funny thing about it is that sometimes Mark would win, sometimes I would win. Probably most of the time he would win, all right? But basically, here's the funny thing. All those go-karts went the same speed. I mean, they all went the same speed, more or less, okay? The difference between if I won or if Mark won was on who kept their foot on the pedal the longest, the hardest, the most consistent, okay? When you come around a sharp corner, did he take his foot off the pedal or did I? I guarantee you, if I did, he won. And I think about Beachbody, and I think about the coaching network, and I think about those that are successful versus those that aren't. We all know the things to do. It's the 3 vital behaviors. I'm not going to tell you anything magical on this call. That's what I've done. I did it. I became a diamond within 7 weeks, okay? And the reality is that the reason why I have become a diamond that quickly is because I had an experience with a business before, and I understood that in order to make this work, in order to make my business work, I have to keep my foot on the pedal. Whether you floor it or you keep it halfway, if you just keep it steady, you're still gonna do well. But if you floor it and come off of it and lay off of it for 10 seconds, it's gonna take you a lot longer than the guy that's always consistent but just keeps it there at mid acceleration. But if you're like myself or like the guy that's going to speak in a second, Mark, who's flooring it and you keep it on the whole time, sky's the limit. Every single one of you could be an elite coach by the end of the year. Okay? So that's what I wanted to leave you with. And as I said, I became a diamond in 7 weeks. But the guy that is going to speak right now did it in half that time. And basically, here's the thing. He told me that when I said I became a diamond in 7 weeks, after he did 21-day fix and lost 12 pounds, he said, I'm going to do it in half the time. And he did it. So, Scotty, if you want to turn it over to Mark.
Awesome. Hey, thank you. All right, hey Mark, all we need to do is now have you hit start broadcasting and you're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, guys, it feedback's bad when there's two people.
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Mark Todd. Like Greg said, I'm Greg's older brother. Before I started in Beachbody, I'm a business owner. I'm a real estate investor here in Atlanta. I have quite a few houses. And to be honest with you, kind of how I got into it. Before I started, I'm 39 years old and I've kind of been retired for the last 2 years. Back when the real estate market went down in 2009, luckily I had a little money saved up and I didn't know a whole lot about real estate, but I decided to go ahead and buy because I saw houses for ridiculously cheap and I made a lot of good investments. So, I got to the point where I could kind of, walk away from my business. I still have it, but I just downsized it because it just became a little too stressful for me. And so when Greg approached me with Beachbody, I think he called me back in March. And, he initially told me about it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And yeah, whatever. Our dad used to do network marketing. He used to do Amway and Herbalife, and he was kind of never really successful with any of those. So, for me, I just wasn't interested in it. I thought that if you wanted to become really successful, if you wanted to become rich, you had to have your own business. And that's all I was really interested in doing. And, a few years ago, I really kind of decided that I wanted to, I was tired of running businesses. I was tired of dealing with employees, and I was going to go ahead and become a speaker and an author. So, for the last 2 years, I probably immersed myself in self-development, probably reading and listening to audios for about 4 or 5 hours every single day. So, like I said, about back in March, Greg told me, hey, this opportunity, and I kind of blew him off. I blew him off for about a month and a half. And then he ended up calling me and telling me that he was meeting with one of his clients that was a millionaire in Tampa and a real estate millionaire. So I said, you know what, I want to hear what she has to say. And just so happened I had to go to Orlando for a convention anyway. So I ended up going. And really, he was still kind of telling me about Beachbody, and I didn't want to tell him no because I didn't want him to tell me that I couldn't come to the meeting. So, when I got there and I went to his clinic, I saw the people, the results that they had, and then he kind of like really broke down the compensation and, just how the business works. I was just, I made a decision. I was all in. And, I've really kind of come up with 3 keys to success of why, because right now I've been in the business. I think he signed me up towards the end of April. I got back from my conference like the first week in May. I became a diamond in like 2.5 weeks. Right now, I have a little bit over 100, maybe 110 or 120 people underneath my organization. I want to say I have maybe about 42 or 45 personally sponsored coaches, and that's just in 2.5 months. And the first step to my success, I want to say, is that I believe that I can do it. And I came in with a certain level of ignorance. When Greg told me that he got to diamond in 7 weeks, I said, I'm going to do it in half the time. He said that if you do it in half the time, I'll give you $200. And I said, no problem. It's done. Consider it done. And, what I realized in life is that, and like I said, those last 2 years of my life, I just went in and studied the most successful people. Everybody that's been super successful in life, I've read their book, I've listened to their audiobook, and I realized that all these people, the one common trait that they all had is that they believed that they could do it. They really believed in themselves, and you have to have almost like a certain level of ignorance. I think that if I would have came into an organization where the average person was getting to diamond in a year or 2 years, or even if I know that Lindsay, I want to say got to diamond in a year, and Scotty said the same thing too. And if I would have saw that and said, man, these guys are getting to diamond in a year, then maybe 6 months wouldn't be bad, or if I could get to a year and they're so great, then that would have been all right. But see, I didn't know anybody else in the business. So when Greg told me that he did it in 7 weeks, I said, well, I'm going to do it in 3. You know, and I probably, if I would have said that, everyone would have laughed at me. But in my heart, you know, one thing that I realized that I can do anything possible. And that's the phenomenal thing about this business, is that you guys have such great leaders. You know, I've learned, you know, and we're under Diesel Nation, and Becky and her sister Christina. They're awesome leaders, but I have to be 100% honest with you. I haven't really watched any of their videos. The people who I have learned the most from in this business, other than my brother Greg, is Scotty and Lindsay. You know, and I've met both of them just once. And actually, I just took a picture with Lindsay, so she probably doesn't even remember me. But I've watched most of their videos online, and that's really the key to this business. I mean, and you know, just learning from the people that are really successful. And when you watch both of their stories, and you just see them, and I mean, they're great people, they're great leaders. But then I say to myself, well, if they can do it, why can't I? You know, I personally believe in God, and I don't think that God has a factory up in heaven and says, okay, well, I'm going to make this person over here great, and then I'm going to make this person not so great. You know, I believe that I have the ability, I have as much ability as anybody else. So, you know, if Lindsay could get to double 15-star diamond, why can't I do it? You know, and it's so funny because, you know, once I kind of got into this business and really understood it and saw what was going on, you know, me and Greg just started, you know, one of the things that I do is I write out my goals. I write out, you know, what I want to do, where I want to see myself, what I want to achieve. And if I showed everybody my Beachbody goals, you guys would probably laugh at me. You know, I said by the end of the year, I'm going to be a 15-star diamond. And it sounded crazy, but you know what? In my heart, I believe it. And as long as I believe it, I know it's going to happen. You know, I know that it's going to happen. So when I said I was going to become a diamond in 3 weeks, to me, that I didn't see any other option. That's what had to happen. You know, and when I see somebody and I listen to like Lindsay's story, I mean, it is so phenomenal to me, you know, and it gives me all the belief that I need. So when I study that, you know, one of the things that I do, you know, so one of my other keys to success, and I'm kind of, you know, excuse me, I'm going to bounce around a little bit, but one of my other keys to success is if you want, and this is what one of my mentors told me, if you want to be rich, do what rich people do. If you want to be successful, do what successful people do. And that concept sounds so simple, but it's almost, when I heard that, it almost floored me. You know, a lot of us, we think that there's all these different keys to success, and it's this magical code and this, that, and whatever. And what I've realized after reading all these people's books is that, you know what, they all did the same thing. They all just believed in themselves and stayed consistent. That's it. You know, and this Beachbody experience, I just did my own video called The Curse of Beachbody. And one of the things that I said in the video is that the thing about Beachbody is that it's simple, but it's not easy. The concept is simple. They give it to you. You know, I mean, in the beginning, I said, okay, yeah, 3 vital behaviors, whatever. But then when I like really read it and saw a video about it, that's it. That is the key. You know, they give you everything. I mean, that's it. If you can do those 3 vital behaviors consistently, I guarantee you'll be successful. You know, I guarantee that you'll be successful. But anyway, going back to kind of what I was saying before, I bounce around a little bit, so, you know, please excuse me. But, you know, when I see all these great leaders in the company and I see the level that they've gone to and you know, and just listen to their stories, I realize that these people are no different than me. You know, they're no different than me. They're no different than you. And, you know, the only difference between them and us is that at some point in time, they made a decision that, you know what, they were going to go like, they were just going to work this business like nothing else ever in their life, you know? And that's really kind of my second key to success is that you got to work this business like there are no other options, you know? A lot of people probably say, oh, it's easy for you. You've had several successful businesses. You own a lot of houses. You own a lot of real estate. But yeah, it didn't start like that. When I graduated from college back in 1997, I didn't want to get a job. I've never been a job type person. You know, I always wanted to have my own business. And I decided that I was going to go ahead and do my own business. And I started a nightclub against my parents' wishes, you know. So Nita Moran's story like kind of really resonated with me when I heard it on the wake up call last week. And that business like bombed terribly. And it got so bad that I literally would have to pawn my music equipment. At nighttime, you know, we would have a club night and we would leave and we'd probably make about $5 for the night. And we'd have to give the DJ $3 for gas. And we'd have it was me and my partner and a guy that lived with us. And we'd have $2 to share for 3 grown men to eat from. So, you know, and I'm not proud of this, but I would literally have to steal food from Winn-Dixie. That's one of the grocery stores that was in Florida late at night just to be able to eat. So, you know, I've had some really rough times and luckily I made some changes in my life and kind of got on the right track and ended up building, you know, a few very, very successful businesses over the last 13 or 14 years. But I've taken myself back, you know, when I decided that I was going to do this Beachbody thing, and it was, you know, after Greg kind of explained it to me, it looked really good. And I just had to make the decision that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it because to be honest with you, I was living a pretty easy life. I was making, you know, a low 6-figure income just off of investments, and I really didn't have to do anything. But I think what happened with me is that, you know, from me studying all these super successful people, I realized that I wanted more in life. And even though what I had was good, I have a nice home, always drive nice cars, and, you know, I can do most of the things that I wanted to do. They messed up when they told me that, hey, that guy over there has a jet plane, you can have that. That guy over there has a mansion, you can live on the beach too, you know? And once I realized that I can be as successful as anybody else in this world, there was always this hunger that was deep within inside me. So, you know, when I decided to really go hard in this Beachbody opportunity, I went ahead and I brought myself mentally back to where I was before I started my current business, my business before, which is where I didn't have any food to eat. If I didn't go out there and work hard every single day, I wouldn't have any food to eat. I wouldn't be able to pay my rent. And, you know, a lot of people probably look at that and say, man, that's extreme. But honestly, you know, I just truly believe that sometimes your back has to be against the wall, you know, and if your back is against the wall, like, you know what, and it's so difficult. All the people that are here that are just getting by, this business is going to be difficult for you. And the reason being is that you don't have to do it. You know, now the guy that's on here that has enough belief in himself and he doesn't know where his meal is going to be at next week. The reason why Greg was really successful in his physical therapy practice is because if he didn't get out there and work his butt off, his family was going to be homeless. If I didn't get out there and really build my other business, I was going to have any food to eat, and I was going to have to continue to steal food to eat. And that's the mindset that I had to put myself in order to really, you know, to really take this opportunity seriously, because I didn't really have to do it. But deep down inside, I had to do it because I know that there's a lot more in life and I want it, you know, and I not that I want it, I deserve it. Why can't I have it? You know, so everybody else can have and I can't? No, I just don't, honestly, I just don't believe that. And then when I see some of these great leaders like Lindsay and Scotty and Melanie Mitro and just all the other, you know, one of the things I did is and if everybody on this call hasn't done this, you need to do this ASAP. Go into the Beachbody website and look at the recognition and find the top 25 people. I posted it in my Team Minute to Winning group, the top 25 people. And I went in on Facebook and friended every single one of them. And if their friend pages were full, I went ahead and followed them. And I look at what they're doing. If you want to be successful, do what successful people do. It's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. And, you know, like I said, you know, and I have such a funny story, and I was going to send an email or a message to Lindsay and tell her, but it's kind of almost a little embarrassing. But, you know, last Sunday, I was talking to a young lady on the phone right after I got out of church. And actually, it's one of my real best friends, his wife, and she's really overweight. She's had 4 kids. And, you know, I've been trying to get her to start this program because I know she's really unhappy with her weight. And you know, I wanted her to go ahead and jump, and then she needs another source of income. And I was telling her about this, and I was telling her about Lindsay. I mean, I probably know Lindsay's story just as good as, almost as good as her and her husband. I mean, I've listened to it so many times, and I've you know, sent the link to almost everybody on my team, because it's just really inspiring to me. And I mean, to me, everybody on this call should really realize that, you know, if she did it, why can't you? If she became a 15-star diamond coach, or a double 15-star, why can't you? What make, I mean, and she's an awesome leader, but what makes her any better than you? You know, when I watched all of Scotty, I mean, I learned this business really from Scotty Hobbs, and I just met him, you know, at the end of Summit. And it was an honor for me to meet him. It's an honor for me to even be on this call, because I've learned this business because of him. You know, and of course, Greg as well, because Greg really kind of is the one that led me to him, and I learned a lot of things from Greg as well. But other than Greg, I learned this business from him. And, you know, and I told the young lady to listen. I sent her over a Lindsay interview, a Lindsay wake-up call. And I was, you know, and after I gave it to her, I said, you know what, I'm going to listen to it again. So I just bought a brand new sports car, one of my dream cars, for my birthday about 2 months. Actually, the day that I decided that I was going to commit and become a Beachbody coach, I said I was going to go buy this car. You know, and I didn't know how I was going to get it, but I knew I wanted it, and I knew I was going to get it. And I don't know if the dealership made a mistake, but they said I was approved to get it. I never thought I could be approved to buy something like this, but you know, I was, and I was able to get it. And I was driving home from church, probably doing about 80, 90 miles an hour on the highway. And I'm listening to this Lindsay interview, this Lindsay wake-up call, and I just burst out crying. And I just said, you know what? I am going to give this business my all. I'm going to work like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to give it, I mean, when I am finished, either I'm going to be successful, or they're going to have to scrape me up off of the floor. And that's the attitude I have. And if you really want to be successful, that's going to have to be the attitude that you have. If you're going to be like, well, you know what? I'm going to come home from work and kind of tired today, so I'm not going to make any calls. I'm not going to reach out to 3 people today. I'm not going to listen. I'd rather listen to the radio today. I'm not going to listen to any self-development. I'm not going to do my workout today. I'm not going to drink Shakeology today. I'm going to tell you right now, you know, it's going to take you that much longer, and you probably will never, ever truly be successful. These people that you see that are really successful, at some point in their life, at some point of their time in this business, they just made a commitment. And that's it. And they just work these 3 steps. They don't know any much more than what's out there. All, kind of like what Greg said, all the information to become successful is there. Just go on YouTube. You know, I never got any video. My uplines never sent me any videos and say, hey, Mark, here's training. I've never got one. I've brought in over 100, probably 120, close to 150 people underneath my organization in 2.5 months. I have almost 50 personally sponsored coaches, and I've never gotten one coach from any of my uplines, because Greg isn't my direct upline. Our younger brother was, and he ended up leaving the business. So I've never gotten one coach, you know, but I don't use that as an excuse. I just use that more as motivation, you know, and I just work this business like I have no other options. Like, if I don't get out there and talk to these people every single day, they're coming to cut off my lights. You know, and a lot of people are going to say, man, that's pretty extreme. You're not going to live a great life. Well, you know, I mean, everyone has to do what they think is the best thing for them. And that's the mindset that I have to have in order to be successful. There's going to be a lot of time for me to play and enjoy. I've been resting for the last 2 years. So you know what? It's time for me to work, you know. The keys that I really want to kind of leave you with is, you know, learn this business. You know, learn this business. You have to learn this business. You know, go in and you guys have phenomenal training. I know Scotty has a lot of great videos on his website. He's done a lot. I give a lot of my coaches, I said, you know, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. You know, I give them, mostly everybody that wants to know about the compensation plan, I give them Scotty's video where he's standing up outside, testing the camera. I know it inside out. You know, learn this, learn the business, learn the business inside out. To me, anybody that's not taking this business seriously, the only reason why they're not is because they don't really understand this business. They don't really understand the potential of this business. You know, I you know, when I was there that last Saturday night at Summit and I saw Lindsay on stage, I said, you know what? That's my spot. And I truly in my heart believe that that's my spot. I'm going to be there. Maybe not in Nashville, but wherever Summit is after that, I'm going to be there. I made a pledge to myself. You know, one of the things, you know, write down where you want to see yourself. And don't put any limitations on yourself. You know, don't put any limitation. If you could be where exactly you wanted to be, write it down tonight and look at it every single day. Every morning, I look at my Beachbody goals. I have a list of 100 things that I want to accomplish before I die. And fortunately, I was able to accomplish 2 or 3 of those things this year. But I also have my Beachbody goals. You know, I want to be at least a 15-star diamond by the end of this year. By the next, by September, I'm going to be at least a 5-star diamond. I have about 4 or 5 people right now that have enough coaches to become diamond, and they just need their coaches to get 2 emeralds, and they'll become diamonds. I'll be a 5-star diamond in 3.5 months. You know, because I don't limit myself. I don't look and see, okay, this person did it in that long, so it's not gonna. I feel that I'm just as good or better than anybody else. You know, so I don't limit myself, and I just make up my mind to go hard. And the thing about it, it's gonna be easy to go in there and get hyped up tonight or tomorrow because you heard this call, you heard me and Greg say some you know, pretty cool things. But the real test is gonna be when that ball game is on Saturday or Sunday after you come home from church or from doing whatever. Are you gonna work this business hard? Are you going to go hard? You know, and that's the thing. It's easy to do. I tell people all the time, this business is simple, but it's not easy. It's not easy to get up and to do your workout every day. You know, practice those 3 vital behaviors. I can't even stress how important it is self-development. You know, my only issue with Beachbody is that, you know, I feel that they have it in the wrong order. I feel that self-development first is really important. Then after self-development, because I mean, I you know, like I said, for the last 2 years, I probably invest 5 hours a day in self-development. Now, because I'm really going hard with this business, I probably cut it down to maybe an hour a day. But I mean, so, you know, when you really work on self-development, you're going to start to get the belief. I've gone back in, and all the wake-up calls going back to 2012, I've started listening to every single one of them. They give you the blueprint. Everybody gives you the blueprint. You know, like the lady that was on the, a matter of fact, Anita Moran, 2 weeks ago on the wake-up call, she gives you her blueprint. This business is amazing. And all of this is regular people. There's nobody that I've seen in this business that I can say, wow, they have more ability than me. And I don't think that anybody in this business has more ability than you. The only difference is that they've made up their mind. They made up their mind that they were gonna go like their life depended on it. And that's what you're going to have to do. And until you do that, you know, you're going to stay at 1 coach or 2 coaches or 3 coaches. But if you really want to take this business serious, you're going to have to go like there's no tomorrow. And you're going to have to be able to consistently do that every day. Like me and Greg was talking about this earlier this week, I think 2 or 3 days ago. All you got to do, if you reach out to 3 people every single day, at the end of the month, you would have talked to 90 people. If you talk to 90 people and you close 10% of them, if you get 10% of them to go ahead and buy in as a coach, then you're a diamond. That's it. If you do that consistently throughout the year, you are a 10-star diamond or a 12-star diamond. So there's nobody on this call. I don't want to hear anybody's excuse. If you don't know anybody, go to Walmart. You know, everybody was getting so hyped at Summit about them opening up Canada. And I said, you know what? Wow. You know, these people, me and Greg purposely went all the way to the top of the MGM stage, and we just looked down because we wanted to take it all in, because we made up our minds that next year we are going to be on that stage. And I just saw everybody getting so excited about Canada. And I said, why are you guys getting excited? I have the biggest market. It's called America. It's over 200 million people that need this, that need the 21-day fix. Almost everybody in America needs Shakeology. We have the biggest market. Go to Walmart, start talking to people. 2 days ago, I just walked around Walmart and just, you know, I've made up flyers. I don't wait for my coaches to, I've never gotten a t-shirt from any of my coaches. I went and made up my own t-shirts for my team. I probably printed up 300 or 400 of them. You know, lose weight, gain money. I've made up business cards and flyers, and I just walk around. Today I had to go to the police station to pick up a police report for an incident that happened at one of my rental houses. I probably talked to 5 people in there today. I know I've talked to at least 10 or 15 people today. And I'm going to do that every single day until I get to where I need to get to. And I know we're probably running short on time. I forgot to put my timer on, and I really don't want to go too far ahead. But I just really want to just remind you guys that you just have to make a decision today. You know, and if it's not your time, it's just not your time. But don't blame it on Lindsay. Don't blame it on Scotty. Don't blame it on your upline coach. It's up to you. You have to make the decision. I have never, ever gotten one coach from any of my upline coaches. You know, I've never gotten a T-shirt from any of my upline coaches. You know, me and Greg essentially started this around the same time 2 months before, and we just made up our minds that we were going to go like there's no tomorrow. You know, we both have had businesses, and I realized, you know, and I'm going to leave you with this right here. The 3 things that I know for sure is that, you know, for the people that really want to be successful and really want to live a life to be able to do things with their family that they probably never dreamed that they could do before that, is that, one, you know, if you have a job, you'll never become rich. You'll never become rich, because a job will keep you J-O-B. A job stands for J-O-B, just over broke. You'll never become rich or really, really, really successful by doing anything by yourself. And I realized the third thing is that I don't ever want to become rich by owning a business. It's too much. I've had businesses where I've had people that have been strung out on drugs, running, you know, trying to run my business and being dependent upon them. And I just this is the perfect business. That's why I'm so passionate about it. You know, that's why I'm so, you know, it took me, I had to invest tons of, you know, once I got my business going to get it to the next level, I had to invest tons of money into it. This business cost me $160, and I've lost 20-something pounds. I would have gave them that $160 anyway. So, you know, with that being said, I could sit here and talk till tomorrow. That's how passionate I am about this business and about this opportunity. I just want to thank Scotty. Like I said, you guys have a phenomenal leader in Scotty. I've learned almost everything in this business. I've either learned from my brother Greg or I've learned from Scotty. You know, and all the inspiration I've gotten from Lindsay. And I really just thank you guys. Thank you for listening. And I just really want you just to think about it. You know, go ahead and make a decision tonight. Make a decision tonight that, you know what, you're going to work this, but you have no other options. I don't care if you do or not. You know, make a decision that you have no other options. If you don't work this business, they're coming to get your car at the end of the month. They're coming to take away your house at the end of the month. You know, do this for your family. So with that being said, thank you guys. I love you all.
Awesome. Hey guys, it looks like he cut that out. Awesome call. I want to say special thanks to both Greg and Mark. That has to be one of the best calls I think I've ever heard. So if you guys have coaches and they need to hear this stuff or you're impacted by it, make sure that you get that out and you share that with people. Share this call, the recording. I'll have it in the team page. I have it in the Team Dynasty and in the personally sponsored coach page tonight, right? In like 5 minutes, it'll be there. So take that, share it with somebody that needs to hear it on your team. And then number one, the most important thing that they said is make the decision. It's like they are successful, you know, 4 months. They're successful because they made a choice. The power of choice is so strong. So I want you guys to take that. And I love what Krista said there. Krista, you know, we met her in Florida on the way to the Success Club cruise. And she joined our team because Josh Holt and I were excited about Team Beachbody. And we talked to complete strangers in the hot tub at the pool outside the hotel. And they're on our team now. So get out and talk to people, share with people, because this is an amazing opportunity for them. So like they said, the takeaway for tonight is to make a choice, like make a decision. And are you going to put the pedal down to whatever level you want to have it at and keep it there at a steady pace? So yeah, these guys, you know, you want to follow them on Facebook. We got Mark Starr and Greg. So thank you guys once again for this call, and we'll see you guys next week. Remember, next week is a What is Beachbody coaching call. It's a I guess you could say a coach opportunity call for you guys to invite your friends and family to learn a little bit about Beachbody. Heck, I would even take this call and share this call with people that want to know what Beachbody is. Honestly, this is like a great training, but it was also a great way to show people how amazing Team Beachbody is. So feel free to share that with somebody that's wondering what you do as a Team Beachbody coach. But once again, Jenny from California will be doing our call next week. She's about to be a Diamond coach in the next week or two, so she's going to share with us. So see you guys next week at the same time. I'll be traveling to Italy, but the call will be going on with Jenny. See you guys later, and have an amazing weekend.